America is the land of sandwiches. From the iconic BLT to the mighty Philly cheesesteak, these handheld creations have defined how we eat on the go. But here's the thing, for every sandwich that became a legend, there are dozens more that completely disappeared. Long-lost recipes, bizarre combinations, and regional favorites that quietly slipped away. Today, we're uncovering 15 long-lost sandwiches that America has completely forgotten. Some will make your mouth water. Others will leave you wondering, how on earth did anyone eat that? So buckle up, because we're about to take a delicious and sometimes shocking journey through America's forgotten food history. 1. The chow mein sandwich. Imagine biting into a soft hamburger bun, only to find it filled with chow mein noodles and brown gravy. Sounds strange, right? But in the 1920s, this was a hit in New England. The chow mein sandwich came out of Chinese-American restaurants trying to blend cultures. It was cheap, filling, and surprisingly tasty. Crispy noodles mixed with savory gravy stuffed between bread. For a time, it was the go-to fast food in towns like Fall River, Massachusetts. But as fast food chains like McDonald's and Burger King took over, the chow mein sandwich slowly disappeared. Today, it's a quirky relic of America's immigrant food history. And trust me, this is just the beginning. The next sandwich takes peanut butter to a whole new level. 2. Peanut butter and bacon sandwich. We all know Elvis loved peanut butter sandwiches, but long before the king, people were pairing peanut butter with crispy bacon. In the 1930s and 40s, this sandwich was considered high protein, affordable, and deliciously salty sweet. The creamy peanut butter and crunchy bacon made it a favorite at lunch counters. But over time, it faded. Why? Because health trends began targeting both bacon and peanut butter as unhealthy. Ironically, foodies are now rediscovering this combo, and if you try it once, you'll wonder why it ever disappeared. But America didn't stop there. Some sandwiches got even weirder. 3. Olive and nut sandwich. This one sounds fancy, and it kind of was. Imagine chopped olives and crushed nuts mixed with cream cheese, spread between thin slices of bread. In the early 1900s, it was a tea sandwich for upper-class luncheons. The salty tang of the olives with the crunch of nuts was considered sophisticated. But as the decades rolled on, tastes shifted. By the 1960s, nobody wanted dainty sandwiches anymore. They wanted burgers, hoagies, and subs. The olive and nut sandwich became a ghost of the past. 4. Sardine and mustard sandwich. Now here's one that might make you cringe. During the Great Depression, sardines were cheap, and mustard was flavorful. Put them together, and you had a filling sandwich for just pennies. It was strong, it was smelly, and it kept you full. But after World War II, as America's wealth grew, foods like sardines were seen as poor man's meals. The sardine and mustard sandwich quickly disappeared. But don't worry, the next one is more elegant, sort of. 5. The tongue sandwich. Once upon a time, beef tongue wasn't strange, it was normal. Jewish delis across New York served tongue sandwiches piled high with mustard on rye bread. It was tender, flavorful, and considered a delicacy. But Americans started shying away from organ meats in the 1970s, and suddenly the tongue sandwich became too weird. Today, you can still find it in rare traditional delis, but it's nearly extinct in mainstream America. 6. The original Sloppy Joe. Here's a twist. The Sloppy Joe you know today, ground beef in tomato sauce, wasn't the original. The real Sloppy Joe started in New Jersey delis as a triple-decker sandwich with cold cuts, cheese, coleslaw, and Russian dressing. It was messy, huge, and delicious. Somewhere along the way, the recipe changed and got simplified. The meaty, saucy version took over school cafeterias and family dinners, and the original faded from memory. 7. Deviled egg sandwich. If you've had deviled eggs at a party, you know how rich they can be. Now imagine that creamy filling stuffed between bread. In the 1920s, 40s, deviled egg sandwiches were popular picnic foods. But the problem was, they spoiled fast. With no modern refrigeration, people got sick, and the sandwich lost its reputation. Today, it's almost completely gone, replaced by safer egg salad versions. 8. Celery and cream cheese sandwich. Sounds strange now, but in the early 20th century, celery was trendy. Pairing crunchy celery with smooth cream cheese was considered light, healthy eating. Tea rooms across America served this at ladies' luncheons. But when food culture moved toward richer, heavier meals, this one vanished. 9. Fried brain sandwich. Yes, you heard that right. The Midwest, especially St. Louis, once loved fried brain sandwiches. They were cheap, crispy, and filling. For years, they were served at diners and taverns. But in the 1990s, concerns about diseases like mad cow wiped this dish off the menu almost overnight. 10. Peanut butter and mayo sandwich. This one divides people even today. During the Great Depression, peanut butter and mayonnaise were cheap staples. Mixing them on bread made a creamy, filling sandwich. Some swear by it even now, but for most Americans, it's an acquired taste that faded away as soon as better options came along. 11. Pimento cheese sandwich, old style. The South still loves pimento cheese, but the sandwich as it was served in the 1920s is almost gone. Back then, it was a delicacy at garden parties, made with sharp cheddar, pimentos, and spices. Today, you'll find modern versions, but the original thin, crustless white bread style is nearly forgotten. 12. Ham and banana sandwich. Yes, this actually existed. In the 1960s, food companies like Kraft promoted ham wrapped around bananas with mustard. It was marketed as exciting and exotic. Most families tried it once, and never again. Safe to say, this one is better left forgotten. 13. Oyster loaf sandwich. In New Orleans, before the po' boy, there was the oyster loaf. A hollowed-out bread loaf stuffed with fried oysters. It was hearty, messy, and delicious. But as po' boys became the star of Louisiana cuisine, the oyster loaf slowly disappeared. 14. Bologna and ketchup sandwich. If you grew up in the 1950s or 60s, chances are you had this in your lunchbox. Bologna slices, ketchup, and white bread. It was cheap and every kid knew it. But with health trends warning against processed meats, this one faded fast. 15. Hot beef tea sandwich. Back in the late 1800s, beef tea was thought to be medicinal. Combine it with thin slices of bread soaked in broth, and you had the hot beef tea sandwich. It was hearty, but weird. By the mid-20th century, it had vanished completely. So there you have it, 15 long-lost sandwiches that America has completely forgotten. Some sound delicious, others sound downright bizarre, but each one tells a story of the time it came from. Which one shocked you the most? Would you actually try a fried brain sandwich, or maybe the peanut butter and mayo combo? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear which forgotten sandwich deserves a comeback. And if you enjoyed this tasty time travel, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next journey into the foods that shaped history. Because trust me, what people used to eat will surprise you even more.